This one common mistake cost me more than $100,000, and in this video, I will tell you the offer mistake I made and exactly how you can avoid it. Bruce Krahn here, 8-figure online business owner and author of Build Offers That Sell. I help online health professionals and performance coaches turn underperforming offers into high-performing AI-proof assets. So back in 2005, I created my first online offer. It was a virtual personal trainer and nutrition software system with hundreds of exercise videos and thousands of personalized recipes. I spent 3 years building it, and at the time, it was state-of-the-art technology. 3 years of late nights, real effort, and genuine belief that what I had created could help people. When I finally launched it, nobody bought it. Not because the product was bad, not because I was lazy, but because I had no idea how to present what I had built in a way that made people feel like they needed it. That mistake cost me over $100,000, and it taught me the single most valuable lesson I have ever learned about building an online business. You can have the best solution in your market and still lose if your offer doesn't clearly communicate why it's different and why your prospect needs it more than anything else. I never made that mistake again. And in this video, I'm going to make sure you don't either. So if your coaching offer isn't converting the way you want it to or the way it did before AI, this video is going to explain exactly why. Not in a vague, motivational way, but in a specific, practical way that you can actually do something about it today. Because here's what I know after 2 decades in this industry. Your offer is the bottleneck in your business. 5 years ago, standing out as a coach or a creator was relatively straightforward and easy. Information was harder to find. Coaching felt premium. And if you showed up consistently and spoke with confidence, people trusted you. Today, AI gives answers in seconds. Every coach sounds knowledgeable. Every offer promises transformation. Every sales page uses the same language, the same structure, the same promises. So when a potential client lands on your offer or sees your content, their brain is doing something it never used to do this fast. It's scanning for a reason to choose you specifically. Not a reason to buy coaching, a reason to buy your coaching. And if your offer doesn't answer that clearly and immediately, they move on. Not because they don't want your help, but because they don't see the difference in what you have to offer. Here's the lie most coaches believe today, right now. If my offer isn't converting, I need to improve my marketing. That used to be true. Today, more marketing on top of an unclear offer spreads the confusion wider and faster. The real issue is offer clarity. Think about what your potential client is actually thinking when they see your offer. They're not thinking, can this person help me? They're thinking, I have tried things like this before. Why would this time be any different? That is the question your offer must answer, and most offers don't even come close. So here are 3 warning signs this is your problem. Number 1, prospects tell you your offer sounds great, but they still don't buy. Number 2, you get likes, DMs, and calls, but fewer payments. And number 3, you keep adjusting prices, bonuses, or content, and revenue stays flat. That is not a traffic problem or a hustle problem. That is an offer clarity problem. Here's what most coaches do. They sell the result, get more clients, build your coaching business, scale to 6 figures. And that used to work. Today, results are expected, not impressive. Every coach is promising results, so results alone don't create trust anymore. What creates trust now is something different. Your prospect doesn't need more proof that results are possible. They've seen that. They probably even tried it. What they need is someone to clearly explain this one thing, why it hasn't worked for them yet. That is where your offer has to live now, not in the promise of what's possible, but in the diagnosis of what's been getting in the way. Now let me show you what this looks like in practice. Most coaches say something like this: I help coaches get more clients. That is a promise. And it's a promise every other coach in your space is making too. And here's how you shift in something that actually converts today. I help coaches who are getting leads but not signing clients implement my silent offer system to fix the hidden sameness problem that's preventing prospects from becoming buyers, so they consistently convert leads into paying clients without needing more traffic or content. Do you feel the difference? The first line is a promise. The second line names the real mechanism behind the problem. It explains what is actually going wrong and why previous attempts didn't work. and why a different approach is now necessary. When your offer does that, when it names the real cause of the struggle, something shifts in the reader's mind. The confusion clears, the struggle makes sense, and your solution feels necessary rather than optional. So use this structure to reframe your own offer. The reason you haven't gotten result isn't because of obvious thing, it's because of unique mechanism of the problem that's quietly working against you. Here's another mistake I see constantly. Coaches describing the problem they solve using professional, polished language. But when their prospects describe the problem they're experiencing, they use raw, frustrated language. Your prospect doesn't say, "I lack consistent lead generation." They say, "I'm posting every bloody day and nobody's buying shit and I'm going broke." The prospect doesn't say, "My offer lacks differentiation." They say, "I feel like I sound exactly like everybody else and I don't know how to fix it." If your offer uses clean clinical language, but your client lives in a messy, frustrated reality in their head, there is a disconnect. And where there's a disconnect, there's no trust. And where there's no trust, there's no sale. So go back through your offer and ask yourself honestly, does this sound like my client talking, or does it sound like me talking about my client? Remove the industry terms, remove the buzzwords, replace them with the exact words your clients use when they describe their problem at their most frustrated. If a 12-year-old wouldn't understand your offer, go back and rewrite it. So, simplify everything. The last conversion killer is complexity. If someone lands on your offer and has to compare packages, choose between tiers, or figure out which option applies to them, they stall. This happened to me the other day when I was looking to hire a service. I was ready to buy, but when I went to purchase, they had so many options, I became confused and I just left the site. You see, confused people don't buy. Clear people, they buy. Your offer should answer 4 questions immediately. What is this? Who is it for? What specific problem does it solve first? What is the clear next step? Not eventually, immediately. Reduce your offer to one main promise, one main problem, and one clear next step. Simpler beats smarter every single time. So if your offer isn't converting the way it should right now, hear me on this. You are not bad at coaching. You didn't suddenly just lose your ability. The market didn't pass you by. Your offer just hasn't caught up to the market yet. Fix the clarity. Name the real problem. Speak the language your client actually uses and simplify the decision. And the same audience that scrolled past you will stop and pay attention. The coaches who get this right in the next 12 months are going to pull away from the pack significantly, and you can be one of them. That process, diagnosing your offer, naming the real mechanism, building the kind of clarity that converts, is exactly what my book walks you through step by step. It's the methodology I developed after spending over 2 decades and more than $500,000 of my own money learning what makes an offer work. It is not an AI-generated content dump. It's a real book from real experience that gives you a real framework you can implement. Click the link below to get your copy, and I'll see you in the next video.